All right, everybody, welcome back to another video. So I'm gonna be doing a different type of video for you guys, especially for those of you guys that are in DT on the War Room. I'm basically gonna be giving you guys my Sunday prep every single Sunday. And for those of you guys that are in the free Telegram, I haven't posted a video in quite some time on the free Telegram, which is why I'm gonna post this video for you guys there on Telegram as well. So to give you guys my kind of Sunday prep, I want to take a look at quick the economic calendar. I decided to just kind of pinpoint my main levels here already for you guys, so it makes it a lot more simple for me. But what I'm going to do in the next video for DTI and for the War Room, or essentially the next Sunday, is go over the levels of my thought process with you guys as well, so you guys can kind of get an insight. But I didn't want to make this video for you guys in the free Telegram too long. So Monday we have home sales at 10. Tuesday we have durable goods. Wednesday, GDP growth rate and some other data that's going to be coming out. Thursday we have personal spending, personal income, and then core PCE. And then last but not least, Friday we have manufacturing PMI. So now when it comes to ES, I'm mainly going to be looking at ES and NQ here. I like to start off on the market profile and TPO charts, which basically is time price opportunity charts. Now, there's going to be different days in the markets, and I'm really starting to dive a lot more into order flow itself, which is kind of why I'm even discussing this with you guys. So I'm going to pull up this chart here for you guys really quick. So there's different days inside of the markets. You have your balance days. Then you have your imbalance days, which this would be an example of a balance day, because basically all of the orders were basically just kind of spread out evenly to give you guys like a super simple instead of kind of trying to go as in depth as possible with this and not cause any confusion, because I know I'm kind of just randomly throwing this in you guys' face, where all the orders are pretty much spread out evenly throughout the day versus this kind of imbalance day here where you guys can see like in between this specific price points. Let's call this in between 59 or 5094 and 5100. There was a big peak here in this specific trading day compared to the rest of the day. Now each day is going to be each one of these, I don't want to call them candlesticks, but each one of these is going to be basically one trading day. Now, what I'm mainly going to be looking at is the POC, or the average price. That price was hanging around in between. This is going to be the area that price action was just kind of consolidating in between, or basically the average price of the day, which the average price of the day on the previous trading day was going to be 51.01. Now, if we go back into the charts, you guys could see 51.01. I'm going to go to the 5-minute time frame here. Is the average price. That price was actually just kind of hanging around and consolidating. And even when it comes to today's trading day, we could see that here as well. Now we could see a big move to the upside and then a huge pullback back down, and the average price is going to be 51.01. So I'm going to be paying attention to this 51.01 area, because when it comes to tomorrow, I want to see what price action is going to do towards this range. Now, when it comes to these key levels, like we have this 30-minute key level at 50.92. We also have 51.07, 51.25, and 50.65. Tomorrow, I'm going to be looking to see if price action is still inside of this area. What are we going to do after the open? So the critical times I'm mainly going to be paying attention to with price action is going to, of course, be not just 9:30, which is going to be the open, see what price does in the open, where we're trading at in the open, but we also have 10, 10:30, and then we have 11 and 11:30 as well. Those are always going to be the critical times in the markets. So when it comes to tomorrow, what we could potentially be expecting with price action is like, yes, we did have this huge move to the upside. We did have a little bit of a rejection towards the upside, which kind of raises the question, like, is this move overextended? Price recently just broke above this daily key range. So there's a few areas that we do want to be paying attention to. Is this move overextended? And if so, where could we potentially see a pullback to? So I'm thinking we could potentially see some shorts coming into tomorrow's trading day, but it just really depends on if price action is going to stay above 5100. What is going to happen if price does come back up into this 5100 area? If it does come up into like this 5100 area, then this could be an area where it could hold for some pretty good short opportunities. If we take a look at 5101, which I'm just going to put a line here. Let's do let's do a supply and demand zone. So like let's do 5101.25 and then onward here. So 5101.25. So this kind of entire zone here. You guys can see there's a ton of orders inside of this specific range. Lots of consolidation, not just lots of consolidation, but we had the initial breakout to the downside where we did definitely see some discrepancies between the bid and the ask, and all of these orders filling the bid here, but there was no real follow up through the actual orders getting filled on the bid, and we saw that breakout to the downside. So I'm trying to implement order flow more into the charts here. Not even just that, because we're going to be able to get a better story as to what price action is actually doing. I'm going to basically be going through this with you guys here as well. And then I want to also document my thought process, not just like right now as I'm really diving deep into order flow, but I want to look at this for a review, basically reviewing my own thought process before and after the market's done what it's done. Now, the main key levels I'm going to be looking at moving into tomorrow is going to be 50.92, 51.01, 51.07, and 51.23. If price action does pull up into this POC level, which is basically going to be 51.01.25, I really am going to be curious to see what's going to happen here. Can we see a possible bounce? And if so, where could we take sells down into? If we do get some rejections at 51.01, then we could potentially take some shorts down into 50.92. Now, if price action does take out 50.92 and we do see a follow-up and we do see aggressive selling at 50.92, then we could definitely see a way bigger move down. We have a pretty big highway down into 50.65, which we do have some areas of minor support and resistance along the way. So realistically, I'd probably be like aiming for an overall target of like 50.80 if we do see a breakup like this 50.92 range. Now, if price action does start trading above this level and we do see price action come up into like 51.07, the last chance I would give sells would be if buyers decide to just basically blow through this area and we see aggressive buying, and that aggressive buying being rewarded past 51.07, and we do see a big pump up into, again, 51.23. That would be the targeted area. So from this point on, what I'm going to be looking for, let's see if I can get an arrow to kind of come up here. So I guess we'll just use this kind of projection tool. So from this point on, from 51.07, if we do see those buyers really being rewarded, we do see a move up into like this area. This would be the area that I'm going to be looking to buy price action, which is going to be this entire range here. So anything above here is going to be buy sides for me. I'm going to be looking to take buys above 51.07. As long as price can kind of remain under 51.07, especially 51.01, which is basically the big rejections that we saw on the daily time frame, and 51.23 is going to be our previous daily high. Then essentially what I'm going to be doing is looking to take buys above these areas up into the daily or the previous daily high. Now, when it comes down to anything else, I'm mainly going to be looking to go short at one of these levels if we do see aggressive selling off of these specific levels. And then, of course, it really just depends if, we do see aggressive selling off of 51.07. It's like, okay, well, let's maybe take a quick scalp down into 51.01 or vice versa. If we take a quick scalp short down from 51.01 down into 50.92, so on and so forth. But basically, to summarize this for you guys, I'll be looking to take buys above 51.07 if those buyers do get rewarded up into like the 51.23s. And then under that, we could potentially look to go short at any one of these levels for a continuation back down. And I really just want to keep these two main areas in mind because we could see a bounce at either 50.66 or 50.51. Now with NQ, it's a little bit of a different story here. So we've actually seen NQ kind of reject or not really reject, but really trade away from the previous average price or the previous POC at 18.045. So right now NQ is currently trading at 17.956, which right now is a pretty low price. Overall, we have rejected the highs, which is why I'm thinking we could see continuation back down on ES and NQ. I definitely do think that is going to be the possibility, especially if we see a pullback in the overnight session up into like this 18.045's range. I'll be very interested to see what happens. I'm really going to be paying attention for shorts throughout kind of like this entire area over here on NQ. This entire range is where I'm going to be looking for possible short opportunities, seeing if there's going to be aggressive selling at these areas. Now, when it comes to NQ, it's a little bit of a different situation just because we've already rejected the main key level. So really what I'm going to be looking for are possible continuations. Can we see price continue to the downside? And if so, how can we take advantage of these opportunities? And really, like, there's a few areas that we could pay attention to. And again, we do have this key level here on the hour time frame, which is going to be roughly 1818, or yeah, we could do 1815, which is going to be based off of the hour time frame. So I'm going to mark this off as well. H1 key level. So it's going to be in between these two price ranges. Wait and see what happens if price does come down to this area. If we see possible bounce and we do see aggressive buying at this area, we could potentially look for a bounce play back up into 1815 or look for the shorts at any one of these levels. 1815, 1846. It's really just kind of dependent on what price does on the open and where we're going to be trading after the open and what key levels we could potentially be looking to take shorts from. So we're really just going to have to wait and see. Ultimately, I do think we can see continuation to the downside here. We're just really going to have to wait and see what price does in the open, because right now the way price action is forming, we definitely can see that. Now, it'll be a different story if we do start seeing price take out like this 18072. If we do see aggressive buying past 18072, I would definitely look to take longs up into 18123. But just wanted to give you guys my quick Sunday breakdown as to what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow morning. But other than that, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.